Hello and welcome along to the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper for the official presentations of the two last players that will complete Xavi's squad for the 2022-23 campaign. And we're talking about the two fullbacks in Héctor Bellerín and Marcos Alonso. I am joined here by Bruno Ballester, as we see already club president Joan Laporta being joined by Héctor Bellerín. Bruno, how are you doing today?
Hello, Diego. Well, after 10 years in England in the Premier League, Héctor Bellerín is back to FC Barcelona, a player that started his career at La Masia in Barca Academy, and now he's back. It's always fantastic to see players coming back to the club of his heart.
Absolutely, and for all of you tuning in, this will be perhaps a bit of an unusual player presentation, as there won't be a press conference. This presentation will be divided in two parts, starting out with Héctor Bellerín, the signing of the contract, and we will hear from the two protagonists, along with club president Joan Laporta, as well as the two players are now officially part of Xavi's squad. And the head coach mentioned himself during the press conference just before that there are just a few practices shy from being included in the call-up sheet, but they will be available for the games as early on as of next Saturday.
Yes, one-year contract for Bellerín, signing until 2023. Not a big presentation, Diego, as of course the team are playing a Champions League game tomorrow against Victoria Pilsen. So the club wanted to present both players, but in kind of a short event, because they are training, they are focused on that Champions League clash. That unfortunately, both players are out of the squad list for that one. But let's see if against Cádiz on Saturday they can be part of the squad, and why not make their debuts for Barca.
Absolutely, we're all looking forward to that. Of course, in the case of Héctor Bellerín, as you yourself mentioned, Bruno, a long time, if not a long life Barca fan. He of course played for nearly a decade, 9 seasons within the Barca Academy before making a move in 2014 to Arsenal. And now, 11 years later, he returns to his childhood club and now being officially made a member as well, if he wasn't already, Bruno.
Yes, exactly. And as a new player, as he said, he's back at Barca, has learned many things at England. Also, it was great his last year experience playing for Real Betis, so he knows also La Liga. And this will be, of course, something fantastic for him. High expectations for Héctor Bellerín.
Absolutely.
Barca wanted a new right back, and he's gonna compete, of course, with Sergi Roberto and Koundé and Araujo, all the players that have played and they know to play in that part of the pitch.
Absolutely, and Héctor Bellerín completed what we can call a dramatic deadline transfer, as he was brought in at the nick of time. On the final day, he managed to terminate his contract with Arsenal, had linked him with the English club to finalize his move to Barca. And yes, he will, of course, be a key piece in Xavi's system on the right flank, as we will now hear from Joan Laporta.
En primer lloc, Héctor, ben tornat al Barça.
Welcome back home, Héctor. Welcome back to Barca. This has always been your home since you were a little boy. In 2003, I believe, which was the year when I became president. It's interesting and curious how, as I have returned now as a president, you also return as a player. As Cristina mentioned, you passed through all of the big leagues in England and formed yourself more as a player. You're a great footballing talent who will certainly strengthen our squad. If you've joined the first team, it's because we needed your help. The entire technical staff, led by Mateo, wanted you to return. The experience you gained in Watford, Arsenal, and Betis, we believe that it helped you to become a better player. Also, welcome to your entire family. Welcome to your home. We all know that Héctor, besides being a great football player, also as a person, you're very socially aware, which are concepts which are also important for us as a club, where we also expect you to help us in those concepts and those aspects. We wish you all the success in the world. Your success will be Barça's success. We wish you both personal and collective success here in Football Club Barcelona. Like we said, it was always your home, so welcome back home. Thank you and welcome.
Well, the words here from President Joan Laporta. Now it's time to hear Héctor Bellerín. First of all, Héctor, you wear this first kit in La Masia, but now for the first time in the first team.
Estic molt emocionat.
I'm very emotional right now.
Durant molts anys a l'Acadèmia del Barça.
I've worn this shirt during many years during my time at the Barça Academy. It was my dream to wear it also, to wear it for the first team. And I've returned home now in a very nice way. So thank you to the president, to the coaching staff who have made this move possible, and to all the people who have formed me since I was little. Thank you as well to Arsenal, Watford and Betis, and all the people who have joined, who have met throughout this time. I'm very appreciative of everyone.
Com tu deies, no m'ho esperava aquesta temporada, no? Les millors coses a vegades passen quan un menys s'ho espera. Tu quantes vegades...
Sometimes people and things happen when no one expected, but your opinion to be back.
Yeah, when you're a kid playing in the academy, you already dream of breaking out into the first team. It's always been something that I've had inside of me, and now I've had this opportunity. I didn't have it in the past. It wasn't meant to be, but inside of me, I always had this excitement to return back home.
Well, this last season you've been playing for Real Betis, but most part of your career has been in England. What have you learned from the Premier League?
I always said that in football you need to take the opportunities that come to you. It's about the people that you meet along the way and the connections you make with other people. And here I've met a dressing room that is great, that have really taken me in since day one. And I'm very excited to create beautiful moments with them. And surely each win will be celebrated.
A final question, Héctor. You arrived after the first weeks of the competition. You arrived to a team that are playing fantastic football. Which message can you send to all supporters?
That they enjoy us playing football. That's what football is all about. We want to make the people enjoy our style of play and give them a lot of happiness.
I ja que ho has dit tu també abans, està aquí la meva família. Jo me'n recordo que a cada entrenament, cada partit els tenim.
My family, I remember when they were here with each practice and each game that I played in the youth ranks. And competing here now is very beautiful, and seeing them here, I give them a big kiss.
Now they will see you at Spotify Camp Nou. Well, thank you very much, Héctor, for your reactions. And now it's time to see your skills with the ball.
Farem unes primeres fotografies de l'Héctor.
Looks like the president wants to get involved as well, Bruno. We know that the president's got some juggling skills as well, but now's the time for Héctor Bellerín to have his first touches of the ball, dressed as a Barça player, of the first team, I should say, of course, and take the official photographs as well before he will rejoin the squad in their preparation of tomorrow's game, where Xavi has, of course, announced, as the call-up sheet already showed, that he will not be included in tomorrow's game, but Xavi was very positive that both him and Marcos Alonso could very well be getting their first minutes as Barça players as of next weekend.
Absolutely. Diego, two players, of course, that will increase the level of this squad. Héctor Bellerín in the right, Marcos Alonso in the left, also with big competition after seeing Balde in those last few games. Of course, having Jordi Alba, also a really experienced player. Well, it's interesting to see how all this defense has improved, and also added to the signing of Koundé, Christensen. But well, now a really special moment to see Bellerín sharing some moments with some kids from Barça Academy. He was one of them years ago, and now, well, he's the one playing for the first team, and all these young kids that are dreaming, of course, about arrive where Héctor is right now.
Absolutely, as the protagonist here, the new Barça right back mentioned himself. It was a dream of his and something that he carried inside of him during his stints away over at Arsenal and Watford and Betis as well, to one day be able to return to what was his home for so many years, to what, as President Laporta said, was always his home, Football Club Barcelona, and to make his debut at the Spotify Camp Nou in front of all of the Barça fans, of course. And Héctor Bellerín, who's been very well received by the dressing room, he mentioned that, and perhaps by nobody better than somebody you just mentioned, Jules Koundé. We heard from him in the press conference just prior to this presentation, where he was very happy as well with the arrival of the Catalan player, given the fact that, he, of course, prefers to play as a central defender, as he mentioned in the press conference, and we have seen Koundé also playing on that right flank himself as well.
Yes, I mean, he prefers playing as a centre-back, but in last two games, we've seen him playing at a really high level as a right back. Well, everything will depend, I think, a little bit on Bellerín. I think no one is doubting about his top level, and if he adapts well to the club and he starts getting protagonism as a right back, well, this will mean, of course, that Koundé probably will have more chances to play as a centre-back. But here we have another problem, because we are seeing also Eric Garcia playing at a fantastic level, also Ronald Araujo. So there is no space for everyone in the starting 11. This is good news for Xavi, because this means that he has, of course, lots of options to pick, and that everyone will have to give his 100% in training sessions, in games, to win his spot in the 11. Now we see Bellerín in the middle of this rondo. He lost possession, but well, many level of all these kids now shaking hands, because it seems that it's over.
Temperatures are still quite high here, of course, so it's best not to break out a sweat before official competition. It was a good skill, though, by these kids from the Barça Academy, as the number 8 was in the middle for the entire time of the rondo. But, of course, competition is rife within the team, and it's a welcomed competition as well. Xavi managed to get at least 2 players, in some positions 3 players for each spot. In fact, it is exactly there on the other side, on the left, where it'll be very interesting seeing that Marcos Alonso will now be competing for the spot with not just Jordi Alba, but also Alejandro Balde.
No, absolutely. It's going to be crazy because there are many good players in all the lines. Xavi will have to take decisions, but he's happy with that, and he wanted to have 2 really top players in each position. All the staff and all football department has achieved, I think, in this summer transfer market, these wishes from Xavi Hernandez. Now it's time to compete, to show that all this job done in the offices, it's also, a good one in the field. And, well, in the end, the team has started quite well La Liga, winning 2 really difficult games away in Anoeta against Real Sociedad and in Sánchez-Pizjuán against Sevilla. Unfortunately, that home game against Rayo ended as a 0-0 draw in the debut, but then also the team showed a fantastic performance against Valladolid with a 4-0 up. So now it will be time to confirm in Europe tomorrow again that this team is ready to compete for everything. First test against Victoria Pilsen, the team from Pot 4. But, well, in less than 7 days, this team will have to face Bayern Munich in the Allianz Arena. That this, I think, Diego, will be the tough challenge and
Absolutely.
a big test to see if this team can be ready to compete again in Europe.
It's going to be a nail-biting couple of months, in particular that month of October, Bruno. We've got some stiff competition coming our way, just purely based on the fact that we've drawn drawn the group of death here, the Group C in the Champions League, where we'll face the opponents the likes of Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, but also in the month of October, we'll play the Clásico. We play Valencia, Athletic Club as well. So I believe Villarreal, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but that month of October is looking deadly, where, of course, Xavi will count on all of the players and the rotations as well, the necessary rotations to make sure that all the players will get minutes, will continue to be fresh. And in the case of Héctor Bellerín, it's good as well. Of course, I'm sure that's something that the coaching staff kept in mind, is that, well, given his earlier years with the Barça Academy, the football philosophy that he grew up with, and that he joined teams that have, we can perhaps say, a similar philosophy, a similar style of football, in the likes of Arsenal and Betis as well. Very offensive teams, of course, that like to keep possession of the ball, that are quick in transition, that allow their fullbacks to really have a lot of freedom in order to push high up the pitch and participate in the attack. I'm sure that was one of the keys to this, to finally bring back Héctor Bellerín to Barça.
Absolutely, Diego. In this year, taking into account that everything will stop in the last weeks of November, with the World Cup in the middle of the calendar for the first time in football history, it's going to be really important to have a long squad, as they're going to be 2 or 3 games per week every single week of the year. And in this case, Xavi was pushing to have a long squad with talented players. And as I've been saying, job's done now in the offices. Now it's time for all these players to show on the field that the job that the football department has done has been the good one. Well, really special moments now, of course, Bellerín with his mom, with his dad, with all the rest of his family in this Tito Vilanova pitch.
It's a big family, Bruno.
Absolutely.
They all come out originally from Badalona. The entire family have decided that they want to share in this very special moment where Héctor Bellerín makes his return back home to Football Club Barcelona.
Half British, half Catalan, because he has spent practically half of his life in South London playing for Arsenal, and half life in Barcelona. So
we were talking about that in the newsroom earlier on, Bruno, the fact that he's really adopted that South London Cockney accent as well. I mean, it's a flawless British accent, you could say.
And absolutely, many years there, and years and playing, of course, for a big club like Arsenal with similar ideas and style like Barca, and playing in the Premier League. I'm sure that this will has helped him a lot during his career, and at the same time, the experience last year at Real Betis, also a really demanding club, a good year for Betis where the team won the cup. And also to start knowing a little bit more how players and teams are in La Liga. Well, I think he has all the ingredients, Bellerín, with 27 years old, to have a long and good career at Barca. He's back, like many others did in the past, and we expect him the best for.
Belletti la posa al centre cap a l'Arson, ve l'Arson evitant que surti, l'Arson fa una molt bona passada per Belletti dins l'àrea, gol!
Mientras tú tienes el balón, el otro no puede marcar un gol. Entonces es cuestión de organización y sobre todo la posición. Lo que me gusta siempre es tener el balón para dominar y hacer
Welcome back once again to the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper. For now, officially the final player to be presented here at the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper that will complete Xavi's squad ahead of next season. We just saw club president Joan Laporta present Héctor Bellerín, and he is now joined by the left fullback Marcos Alonso. I am still joined by Bruno Ballester. Bruno, now the final player has been or is being officially presented.
Yes, Diego, Marcos Alonso. We have been talking, of course, about Bellerín coming back to FC Barcelona after growing in Barça Academy in La Masia. In the case of Marcos Alonso, well, he's from Madrid, but he's going to continue a beautiful story because his dad was a Barça player.
Yeah.
His great-grandfather also played for the Blaugranas. So, well, he's not back because he has never been playing for this club, but at least he's going to continue this legacy and this fantastic relationship of the Alonso family and this club. Well, what to say about Marcos Alonso, Diego? Really experienced player, playing for Chelsea in these last years, also with experience in the Serie A, winner of the Champions League, Premier League, a player that has won absolutely everything in UK and in Europe, and now he wants to come to La Liga for his first experience and also shine and enjoy some good years for FC Barcelona. Signing like Bellerín for 1 year, 1 year contract, but of course we expect and we hope to have them, both Bellerín and Alonso, many more years.
Absolutely, Bruno. And in this case, the case of Marcos Alonso, that is, it was probably one of the worst kept secrets. It was a signing that was destined to happen for such a long time. We had to wait until after the deadline day for him to be officially announced, as he has signed on officially as a free agent, although we understand, of course, that he was involved in the deal between Chelsea and Barça with the transfer as well of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, as he has now joined the ranks of Chelsea, and Marcos Alonso arriving as a free agent here at Fútbol Club Barcelona, as Marcos is now signing the poster that will be put up for auction for the Barça Foundation, for that great charity, of course, and he will be now be presented with the club membership card, as also Marcos Alonso will officially become a Barça member, and as you said, Bruno, follow the footsteps of his father and a tradition, a legacy of the Alonso family that is runs deep within the world of football, as also his grandfather was a very important player for Real Madrid. So the genes within the Alonso family is very strong. Indeed.
Absolutely. It's going to be, of course, a player that will help a lot Barça. And now let's see, because we're going to hear President Joan Laporta.
Again, a good day to everybody. Welcome, Marcos.
Realment, avui és molt emocionant, la incorporació
Today is a great day.
nou jugador a aquest equip que estem.
We're incorporating new players in this squad that we are building. In the case of Marcos,
Un jugador amb un gran talent,
a player joins us of great talent, given a series of circumstances that help
a la presentació, no?
this presentation.
Talento lo tienes, está más que acreditado.
Talent you have an abundance of.
Xavi nos ha insistido mucho en que
We know that just based on how badly Xavi wanted you to be here today to strengthen our squad. But more than just talent, he gives a continuity to a legacy, a saga of players in the Barça family. His great-grandfather played for Barça,
la memòria col·lectiva del barcelonisme,
and
Marcos Alonso, que va estar
Marcos Alonso, father,
al 87, crec, en el Barça. A més, jo crec que tots
from
recordem
82 to 87.
sento de Julio Alberto, que va fer una planxa i de cap la va clavar.
Maybe the older Barça fans will remember that famous play with Julio Alberto and this header. Well, that was all thanks to your father. And now being able to welcome you here to the club is a special moment. We have special appreciation and love for your father?
Doncs, home, és d'aquests jugadors que ens ve a reforçar el
He's
primer equip del
a player
Barça
that's going to
i, a més, doncs, és un jugador
strengthen the squad.
dit els tècnics, no ho dic jo, és polivalent, pot jugar...
He's a multifaceted player. He can play on the flanks, but also as a central defender.
I és un hombre, además, que tires molt bé les faltes.
A great free kick taker, which is great for us as well.
Tirar les faltes que eren ja gairebé gol, doncs ara tu també vens per aquesta visió, no?
You're another option when it comes to that part of the game for the set pieces.
La incorporació de Marcos Alonso i el que et desitjo és tots els èxits.
So we wish you all the success in the world, both personally and collectively.
Ja saps que és més que un club.
You know, we are more than a club.
Mamat a casa també pel teu pare.
This is a home for you as well, given that your dad played here.
Que tinguis èxits col·lectius que seran
We wish you success individually, as those will translate into collective success for Barça.
Gràcies, president, per aquestes paraules.
Well, thank you very much, President Joan Laporta. Now we want to hear Marcos Alonso. Well, you are FC Barcelona player. Can you explain your feelings?
I'm very happy to have the opportunity to form part of this great team. Is what I've always wanted since I was a kid, when my dad brought me to the Camp Nou. To be here now is very special. Also because my dad had success here, so I'm excited. And I can't wait to have success here and please the fans. The success will be shared between all of us.
Well, Marcos, how you will help the squad?
Well, with my experience, it depends on what the coach wants from me. But yes, experience, help the youngsters with all the years that I've been playing. As the president said, if I can also put in a free kick, then so be it.
Well, you have started training with the squad. How do you see the level and your teammates in the locker room?
Yeah, it's great. I already knew several other players from the national squad as well as from other teams. I haven't really been surprised in that regard. Futbolistically, I think I hope to have a lot of joy and for this team to reach its maximum potential that has been built by the president.
Where are the limits of this team?
Well, besides from dreaming, we need to work very hard. We need to sacrifice and put in a lot of work during the training sessions, and that's how all the success and joy will come.
I don't know if you have dreamt about scoring a goal like your dad. He scored in a volley.
Well, he's a unique person. I need to carve my own path in this new team. I start from zero. I need to work hard here in the Ciutat Esportiva in order to get a spot on the squad and help them.
Let me ask a final question. Your birthday was 28th December. It's a special day here, and I don't know if you have memories about that date.
Well, I don't know about when my mom gave birth, but luckily I'm always able to celebrate it with my family. Those are dates where we always try to be together, and this year I'll have them all together around those dates.
Well, it's not a joke. Today is 6th this September. Thank you for your words. And now, well, official pictures and the first touches with the guys from Barça Academy.
I wanted to thank you for your words and also appreciate the effort of your father, Fran and Fali, and the entire technical staff who have made this signing possible, the signing of Marcos Alonso. Thank you.
Thank you. The words from Laporta, Marcos Alonso.
There it is. Bruno, the final player, has joined the squad, and he will now partake in also the traditional touches of the ball before he will also take some official photos of him dressed as a Barça player. We heard of the legacy of his father. Bruno, you're a little bit too young, I would imagine, to remember his father playing for Barça. Did you know about that volley? I said plancha is volley.
No, it's not a. It's not a volley. Yeah, it was my mistake. There is actually a header when you dive like into the box with some meters and you go like straight direct to the ball and you end with a direct header.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember that play?
No, not really.
Yeah, okay.
No, they were referring to that goal, and actually I had no memories about that. I'm still a bit young to know about that. My first memories were from 2000 of Barça. So yeah, this is some years ago.
Some years ago. Yeah. Of course. Well, what a legacy indeed the Alonso family have within football and here at Barça in particular. And what a moment it is for the left back to now put on the Barça shirt and be able to continue that legacy that his father started here at Fútbol Club Barcelona, as he's now partaken also in the rondo. It's funny that the players never start in the middle, do they?
No, they never, and they try to be always not in the middle, but well, Marcos Alonso, Diego, is a player, of course. We don't have to talk much about him because everyone knows him. He has been defending Chelsea's colours in this last 6-7 years, and he has something apart from defending, attacking. He has goal. He's a left back who likes to score goals. 34 in his career, not bad stats at all. When we are talking about a defender, he's also good at set pieces, taking direct free kicks. They were joking with the president to see if, let's see if he can also score from set pieces, taking corner kicks. So it's someone that apart from having the skills from a natural left back, kind of more defensive profile, we will say. He has many other great skills that can help a lot this team. Experience, of course, is one of his main also weapons. And interesting to see Marcos Alonso, one of the best left backs in Spain in these last years, and now he's here playing for Barça. So, well, a top signing, I will say, Diego.
Absolutely, and in that sense, Marcos Alonso is not unfamiliar nor shy when facing heavy competition for the position that he, of course, is playing for that left-back position, seeing as also in the national side, he's got players like Gaya or Jordi Alba himself, who's now his teammate, as well as with, of course, the breakthrough of youngster Alejandro Balde.
Yes, exactly. So he's actually going to compete for the same spot with Alba in this case, like in the national team, and also playing for Chelsea. He has also got the chance to play with fantastic footballers, also to compete with some of them. But he's used to it, and I'm sure that he's gonna also compete here and be a good teammate at the same time, and hopefully to success at this club.
He talked about how he's going to, when asked how he can help out this team, he talked a lot about his experience, of course, him being 31 years of age, if I'm not mistaken, with many years of football behind him. He talked about how all those minutes, all those games will come in handy when, in particular, helping to improve and somewhat coach, if you will, or influence the younger generations. In particular, of course, the name that comes to mind is Alejandro Balde. Do you see any similarities in their style of game? Perhaps Alejandro is a bit more offensive.
Exactly. Yes, I would say that, Balde is probably more an offensive profile like Jordi Alba, and Alonso is more a a defensive player, although, as we have been saying, he scores many goals because he takes set pieces and also is a player that likes to arrive to the end of the field. But yeah, we will say that probably Balde and Jordi Alba are more offensive profiles, Alonso more a defensive one. And that's great for the squad to have these different kind of players, because always depending on the team you're facing or in the situation of the match, you can decide to go and try to keep defending or going for more goals. So great to have these different options, versatile players, and Marcos Alonso, I'm sure he will help a lot the team. Another problem for Xavi, problem in the positive way, because he has there not just 2, 3 players in this case in the left back position. Balde still has he still is a Barca player, but of course, he's in the first team dynamic and he's going to be part of this team. So actually, we're talking about 3 players in that position. But the good news also for all of them is that there will be many games, many competitions, and I'm sure Xavi will manage it well in terms of rotating and giving the chance to all of them.
What a different situation this team is in from when Xavi rejoined the club almost a year ago. I mean, a little bit more to go, but back in November last year, the team in dire circumstances and also very thin as well, dealing with a lot of injuries and COVID cases. Now, though, the squad is fully healthy. Each position has got a minimum of 2 and some 3 players readily available to join the squad. A lot of talent on this squad, making the Xavi side, of course, if not favorite. We heard favorite in a press conference, but as Xavi liked to put it, at least able to compete for all of the titles that they will be playing for in all the competitions, La Liga, the Champions League, the Copa del Rey, etc. And this final piece of the puzzle is, of course, much welcomed for Xavi, as he's got that final reinforcement that he so desperately wanted. The final... Sorry, Bruno, you wanted to add something?
No, basically, that I completely agree with Xavi. I mean, this team were playing Europa League last year. This team hasn't won the trophy since 2015, so let's be everyone humble, with humility, and step by step. There is a great squad, there is a great project, but we like the ambition, but at the same time, let's not give all the pressure to this side, because there are other teams in Europe that probably deserve to be more favorites than Barca.
Humility is definitely a key word, and one that we hear Xavi use a lot as well when talking about how they face the season, with humility, but all the excitement in the world, and of course ready to compete, as we keep mentioning, for all of those titles that are available. Now, the final pictures are being taken between the Alonso family and now the president as well, and as we're slowly but surely going to be ending today's broadcast, the 2 players that have been presented today, Héctor Bellerín and Marcos Alonso, will complete the squad ahead of the season. And do stay tuned to Barca TV Plus, of course, for further programming. Tomorrow, a big day, the debut for Barca within the Champions League. And we'll be starting with Barca Live as of 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Central European time.
Yes, thank you, Diego. Big day tomorrow. Champions League is back, and the action doesn't stop here at Barca TV Plus. So stay tuned, because the content and Barca action never stops.